Saudi Arabia, a nation synonymous with vast deserts, immense oil wealth, and a deeply conservative interpretation of Islam. But Saudi Arabia is also a country in the midst of a profound transformation, spearheaded by its ambitious Vision 2030 plan. Unveiled in 2016, Vision 2030 aims to diversify the economy and modernize society. On the surface, it's a plan brimming with promise. Recent developments paint a picture of stark contrasts. While tourism and aviation grow, other indicators point to significant challenges. Foreign direct investment has dwindled for the third consecutive year. The surge in executions has drawn sharp criticism from international human rights organizations. These developments raise questions about the true nature of Saudi Arabia's transformation. The year 2025 has witnessed a deeply unsettling trend in Saudi Arabia, a dramatic surge in executions, many for non-violent drug-related offenses. Amnesty International has documented a chilling increase. In the first 4 months of 2025 alone, Saudi Arabia carried out at least 88 executions. Of these, 52 were for drug-related crimes. This is a stark departure from the previous year. In 2024, there were no executions for drug offenses. The escalation has sent shockwaves through the international community. Many executed were foreign nationals, primarily from Egypt and Somalia. Amnesty International has raised concerns about the fairness of the trials. Reports of torture-tainted confessions and lack of legal representation paint a grim picture. The use of the death penalty for drug offenses contradicts international law. The International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights restricts capital punishment to the most serious crimes. Drug offenses do not meet this threshold. While Saudi Arabia grapples with human rights issues, another concern looms: a decline in foreign direct investment. For the third consecutive year, FDI has shrunk, reaching its lowest point since 2020. This contrasts with the ambitious goals of Vision 2030. Attracting foreign investment is crucial for economic diversification. Without it, moving away from oil revenue remains precarious. The reasons are multifaceted. Global uncertainty and geopolitical tensions play a role. Domestic factors also contribute to investor unease. The surge in executions and human rights concerns tarnish its image. Investors seek stability and predictability. The current climate does little to inspire confidence. To attract investment and achieve Vision 2030, Saudi Arabia must address these concerns. Section 4. Taking Flight. Flynas and the Vision of a Tourist Hub. Amidst the concerning trends of rising executions and declining foreign investment, a sliver of positivity emerges from Saudi Arabia's aviation sector. Flynas, the kingdom's low-cost carrier, has defied the odds, becoming the fastest-growing airline in the Middle East. Between 2019 and 2024, Flynas witnessed a remarkable 63% increase in capacity, expanding its fleet and adding new routes. This growth aligns perfectly with a key pillar of Vision 2030, establishing Saudi Arabia as a global tourism destination. Flynas's success can be attributed to several factors. The airline has capitalized on the growing demand for affordable air travel in the region. Its focus on connecting Saudi Arabia to destinations across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East has resonated with both business and leisure travelers. Furthermore, Flynas has benefited from government support. The Saudi government has identified aviation as a strategic sector for growth and has implemented policies to encourage investment and expansion. Flynas's impressive growth is a testament to the potential of Vision 2030. By focusing on sectors with high growth potential and aligning its policies to support them, Saudi Arabia can achieve tangible economic progress. Section 5. A delicate balancing act, economic progress and human rights. The contrasting developments within Saudi Arabia, a surge in executions alongside the growth of sectors like aviation, highlight the delicate balancing act the kingdom faces. On the one hand, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman seems determined to propel Saudi Arabia into a new era of economic development and social modernization. On the other hand, the kingdom's human rights record remains abysmal, marred by the continued use of the death penalty, restrictions on freedom of expression, and discrimination against women and minorities. This apparent contradiction raises a fundamental question. Can genuine progress be achieved at the expense of fundamental human rights? The international community has largely answered with a resounding no. Investors are increasingly wary of associating with countries that engage in human rights abuses. Tourists, too, are becoming more ethically conscious, often choosing destinations that align with their values. Saudi Arabia's efforts to attract foreign investment and boost tourism will likely be hampered if it continues to disregard international human rights norms. Section 6. The international response and potential repercussions. The international community has not remained silent in the face of Saudi Arabia's execution surge. Human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, have condemned the kingdom's actions in the strongest possible terms. They have called for an immediate moratorium on executions and urged the Saudi government to respect its international legal obligations. Beyond human rights groups, several Western governments have also expressed their concerns. The European Union, traditionally a close economic partner of Saudi Arabia, has called for an end to the death penalty in all circumstances. The United States, while maintaining its strategic relationship with Saudi Arabia, has also voiced its disapproval of the recent executions. This international pressure has put Saudi Arabia in a difficult position. The kingdom has historically been sensitive to criticism of its human rights record, often dismissing it as interference in its internal affairs. However, the kingdom's ambitious Vision 2030 plan hinges on its ability to attract foreign investment and integrate itself into the global economy. Alienating its international partners through its human rights practices could jeopardize these economic aspirations. Section 7. Navigating the path ahead. Saudi Arabia stands at a crossroads. The path the kingdom chooses to take will have profound implications both domestically and internationally. Will it continue down the path of repression, further isolating itself on the world stage and jeopardizing its economic future? Or will it choose the path of reform, embracing human rights as a cornerstone of its Vision 2030 plan and securing its place as a respected member of the international community? The challenges facing Saudi Arabia are complex. Balancing economic development with human rights is never easy. However, the kingdom's leadership must recognize that these two goals are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they are intrinsically linked. Respect for human rights is not only a moral imperative but also a prerequisite for sustainable economic growth and social progress. The world is watching. The choices Saudi Arabia makes in the coming months and years will determine its legacy for generations to come.